Call this regular city council meeting to order. Invocation by Alderman Leland.
Dear Heavenly Father, as we gather here tonight to discuss business for the future of the city, Lord, I ask you to watch over this town, be with them, watch over our officers as they protect our municipality, our stores, and everything within our confines of our city. Lord, I just thank you for the city council. Lord, let them make the decisions tonight and be with us. Lord, protect everyone as they sit in here and as they leave. Thank you again, and all the first responders for what they do too, Lord. In Jesus' precious name, I thank you, Lord. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Megan Bryant. Here. Larry Bud.
Here.
Sean Burdell. Ernie Dorchenez. Kathy Driscoll. Here. Leland Zadi.
Here.
Dan Allen. Rick Voltetti.
Here.
All aldermen are present. Needing a motion for to approve the appointment of Lieutenant Ben Toberman.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Dorchenez, second by Alderman Lanzadi. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. So Ben would step forward. We'll have the
Thank you, Mayor and Council.
clerk and the chief.
Ben, it is with great honor to congratulate you on your promotion to lieutenant. This promotion is in recognition of your professional achievement, outstanding work, and devotion of duty. In addition to being recognized for your past performance, your promotion carries with it a much more responsibility and demand for even greater competence to help this police department to the next level. Also, this is a time in your career for a renewed dedication to service. Myself, along with Deputy Chief Childers, welcome you to our administrative staff, and we know you'll be a great asset. Thank you. Here we go. These are his new
Let Julie administer the oath and then you can give that.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of lieutenant with the Taylorville Police Department according to the best of your ability? Congratulations.
Yeah, we are. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you.
You can stay at home and listen to the council. You guys will be
That's what I
Omnibus vote designation. Motion approved by Alderman Dorchenez, second by Alderman Olive. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Minutes of the regular meeting, May 18th, 2020. Minutes of the Finance Committee meeting held May 21st, 2020. Minutes of the Ordinance Committee meeting held May 21st, 2020. Minutes of the Street and Sewer Committee meeting held May 28th, 2020. And minutes of the Public Facilities Committee meeting held May 28th, 2020. Motion to approve all these. Motion by Alderman Bud.
Second.
Second by Alderman Bryant. Roll call.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bernie
Yes.
Dorchenez. Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim
Yes.
Olive. Chris Popetti.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0. Ordinance approving and adopting Taylorville Business Development District Number 1 fiscal year 2021 allocation of funds for downtown redevelopment projects. And we raise that to $100,000. So need a motion to approve. Motion by Alderman Bud.
Second.
Second by Alderman Bryant. Questions or comments?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
you vote on this ordinance and the next four.
All right. Okay. Any other comments or questions? Roll call?
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez. Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Chris Popetti.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Mayor Bud. Barry.
Yes.
Mayor Bud.
Motion carries 9-0.
Sorry.
An ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a business development district number 1 redevelopment agreement by and between the city of Taylorville, Illinois and Raj Patel. Motion by Alderman Bud, second by Alderman Dorchenez. Comments or questions? Roll call?
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bernie
Yes.
Dorchenez. Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim
Yes.
Olive. Chris Popetti.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Mayor Barry.
Yes, motion carries 9-0. An ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a business development district number 1 redevelopment agreement by and between the city of Taylorville, Illinois and Ronald Wiltsie. Motion by Alderman Bud, second by Alderman Olive. Questions or comment? Roll call?
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Chris Popetti.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Mayor Barry.
Motion carries 9-0. An ordinance approving and adopting the Business Development District BDD Commercial Lease Payment Grant Program for the Taylorville Business Development District Number 1. Motion by Alderman Bud, second by
Second.
Alderman Bryant. Questions or comments?
I have a question.
Question, Alderman Driscoll?
How is this different between that, just one is for mortgages, one is for leases? Can you
One,
have an
yeah.
explanation? So we just had to divide that?
Yes.
Okay.
And this will give them a 1 month's rent payment, up to $1,500 if you read through the application. And the application will be available tomorrow morning on our website or at your clerk's office. So, roll call.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Chris Popetti.
No.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Mayor Barry.
Yes, motion carries 8-1. Ordinance, an ordinance approving and adopting COVID-19 emergency mortgage subsidy program for the Taylorville Business Development District BDD number 1 redevelopment project area. Motion by Alderman Bud, second by Alderman Driscoll. Questions or comments? Roll call?
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Chris Popetti.
No.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bernie
Yes.
Dorchenez. Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Mayor Barry.
Yes, motion carries 8-1. Motion to approve the hiring of 2 additional summer help for the cemetery to be paid out of the 2% utility tax award money, plus the additional hire at the street and sewer department, bringing the total number of summer help to 14. I think that should mean the lake department. Oh, no, that's next, so at the 14.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second.
Second.
Alderman Dorchenez, comments or questions?
I have a question.
Question?
Is it possible that that be paid for out of the perpetual fund at the cemetery?
No,
No. Okay.
can't pay for labor.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay.
And I apologize, I don't have this meeting on there. We hired summer help already, right?
Right.
So now we decided we needed more than what I.
We needed 2 more at the cemetery according to Mr. Bird, and so he asked for it the other night, and that's what we're going on. We get 2 more, and then we'll work it for it. The next motion will be a part-timer at the Lake Marina. Okay? Roll call.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Chris Popetti.
No.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-1. Next motion, to approve the hiring of one part-time employee for the Lake Marina up to 25 hours per week to be paid out of utility tax ward money. Motion by Alderman Dorchenez, second by Alderman Bud. Comments or questions? Roll call.
Question,
What?
Jackie.
I have a question.
Okay.
So will this position be an AFSCME, union position, or is
No.
this a summer help position?
Summer help position.
Okay, just to clarify it in the agenda.
Okay. All right.
You change that motion to something important?
Well, we might use, we'll use her less than 600 hours, but her time might be more than this summer, because we will need her over Labor Day for sure, so I don't know if that would be considered summer help or not. So, okay. Roll call.
Chris Coltetti,
Yes.
Megan Bryant,
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell,
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez,
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Leland Dottie.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0. Motion to direct the city attorney to prepare an ordinance to sell fire department vehicles to include 1989 Pierce Dash pumper fire engine, John boat with 25 horsepower Mercury outboard motor and trailer, and 2000 Jeep Cherokee by sealed bid. Motion by Alderman Bud, second.
Second.
Alderman Dorchenez, questions or comments? I have a comment on that. Depending on what we get for that fire engine, a constituent called me today, thought we could possibly donate that to a fire department that got their engine messed up through the last riot, so we'll decide that once we get to.
Can you hear that, Jackie?
No,
Is that,
I did not.
just thought I'd bring that up.
Does that vehicle belong to us, chief, or?
It belongs to the city, yeah. It would be a vehicle that I would recommend you probably not donate to somebody to use as a firefighting vehicle because it's got an open cab, so it doesn't meet the current standards. So if you did donate it, you'd need to have some type of paperwork that says that we're not liable or whatever.
Okay, that was just a thought. So,
Yeah.
all right. Roll call.
Megan Bryant,
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez,
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Leland Dottie.
Yes.
Jim
Yes.
Olive. Chris Coltetti.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0. Discussion and or motion regarding the 4th of July parade. Patty Hornbuckle from the chamber said they would run it, requesting that we paid the insurance. I think we paid the insurance for the parade the last few years anyway, so I told her that we would do that. So I don't think we really need a motion except maybe to pay the whatever the parade insurance is through Diamond Brothers.
It's already included in our policy.
It is? Okay, so that's, they will do that. City attorney update.
5 quick matters, folks, or 6, I should say. Today, this afternoon, I received the revised legal description from the surveyor for the West School investment property, so we'll be getting that deed prepared and hopefully conclude that matter soon. GSI, the project, we're looking for a water easement. They have brought up an issue that they dispute the title insurance commitment if they hold title in a different name than what the title insurance commitment says. So I'm having the title company take a look at that and hopefully get that resolved soon. You received an email from me on 2 pieces of property, what we call the Ice House property and also the Kamani property. I've sent you a detailed memo on that, but I believe the mayor has been in contact with both the owners of the property and he's working on trying to get something resolved with that moving forward. Finally, I received, I don't know if any of you received today at noon, that the Illinois Municipal League Conference for this fall has been canceled this year. So there will be no Illinois Municipal League Conference that was originally scheduled for September 24th to the 26th. So that's all I have unless you have any questions.
Any questions? Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, Rocky, I had a conversation with the mayor before the meeting about the Ice House property. Just
Yes.
so I'm clear on this, it sounds like that the current owner is selling a contract for deed. I don't know when that contract started or ends or how it is coming about, but, you know, the current owner of that, or the person that's selling it, contract for deed, has been on notice multiple times for multiple violations of the building falling, being abandoned, rodents, missing windows, roof blowing off, all sorts of things over the years. So if a person that has already been put on notice multiple times, just up and decides, hey, I'm gonna give this piece of property to Rocky Romano now, he can take all the heat for anything that comes from here on out. Is that legal, or is he still gonna be somewhat responsible if he was put on notice prior to that exchange?
Well, fortunately, your ordinance holds both the owners and occupants of a property that you can go after simultaneously if you choose. The mere fact that one has a contract to sell property, typically, and I haven't seen this particular contract, but in most cases, there's clauses that's in that contract that says that there's no equitable conversion, meaning that until and unless the person who signs that contract as a purchaser pays full price for that and gets title to it, they have no legal title to that property. So the seller of that property remains the owner of it. So you can go after both the occupant and the owner under your ordinance.
Okay, I'm reading your email that you sent out about the two properties. And
Right.
it sounds like what you're saying at the end is, even though we have an ordinance in place that we could fine the owner of the property for a violation of I forget what you call it, open and vacant or hazardous property, it sounds like you're saying it would do us no good.
I didn't hear the last part.
It sounds like even though we could do that, we have ordinance on the books that allows us to do that, it doesn't sound like it was gonna hold water in court. Is that correct?
No, if in fact, and here's the key here, the particular ordinances that I cited, it has to be a dangerous and unsafe building. That is our burden of proof to show that the building in the condition it is now is in fact dangerous and is unsafe. And I think that the mayor has contacted the owner of the property, who challenges the fact that saying that it is safe, it's not undangerous. So you have to prove that to show whether or not you can levy a fine for that nuisance, if you will. Also, we were told that there's fires that was inside of the building, but I think the mayor's been told that that's some kind of an atrium that's, open burning with no roof on it. I don't know where we're gonna go with that, but the bottom line is, if you fine it, what I was saying in my email, it's a minimum fine of $250, not more than $750 for each day, and each day would be considered a separate offense. It is rare that a court will ever do that, on a daily type fine. But that doesn't mean that you may not want to consider going forward with it. But if it is, in fact, if the fines don't work, in order for you to go and demolish the property, you have to show not only that it's dangerous and unsafe, but that it is open and vacant. And from what the movie, if you will, that I saw a week or two ago, it doesn't appear that it's vacant. It's being stored with junk or some kind of stuff was put into it. I don't know what it was. So that's a challenge you would have to go to demolish it.
What's the definition of open?
Situation.
The owner currently is saying it's an atrium, which is not there. It's a big giant hole with the roof falling down and concrete structure of the roof falling down. So is that?
Is this the building that was having equipment stored in it a week or two ago?
Yeah, there's stuff in there. In the pictures I received. But what I'm saying is, open and vacant is as vague as the government will allow, like they normally do. So what is considered opening? A atrium that is missing, and the roofing around where the atrium, if there ever was one there, if the atrium is missing now, it's falling in around the edges, and there's props underneath the concrete structure made out of wood trying to hold that up. To me, that seems dangerous. I've built a lot of stuff in my lifetime, and I can tell when something's unsafe. I'm not saying that I'm a structural engineer, but that looks unsafe to me. I wouldn't walk underneath it. So.
Well, I would say then that if you wanted to move forward, that it would behoove us to have our engineer do an analysis like we did with the Perkins building, and the fire chief to go in there and make some findings as to the condition of the property, And if they're willing to, certify that it is open and vacant and immediate continuing hazard to the city, you can go forward with demolition.
And is there a way to do that without permission from the property owner?
We do without permission. You mean to investigate it?
I'm assuming that the structural engineer has to get inside somehow, and if the property owner or the tenant doesn't want to allow that.
Well, he either get inside or do what they did with the Perkins building, if I remember. Of course, Perkins gave you permission, but you brought the ladder truck out there, and the engineer went up on top of the ladder and was looking down at the open roof.
Oh, okay.
And could make certain assessments about it.
All right, thank you.
Okay?
Thank you. Is that all you got, Rocky?
That's it.
Thank you very much. Mayor update. First of all, I'd like to offer a prayer for our country in this time of chaos. We will support our police officers 100%. I would like to thank the many people who came to the cemetery the last 2 weekends, not only to put the flags up, but to also take the flags down as we honored our veterans this past Memorial Day. Special thank you to the high school basketball team, the wrestling club, and the older ladies cross-country team. Thank you to Carla Mickey for making the cinnamon rolls. I would also like to thank the many residents who have helped clean up Taylorville during this COVID-19 stay-at-home order, including the following youths. I would honor these people as Youth of the Month if we still were able to, so this could be future Youth of the Month people. Carter Capolini, the Mateer twins, both sets of girls who picked up leaves a few days during the burning ban period. Tommy O'Brien, who helped clean up Langdonville Road, and any others who have helped us, such as Chad Sutton, Jerry Lowry, Brent Wendell, and a group of others that have cleaned up around the lake. Tonight, we approved stimulus programs for lease payments or mortgage payments. I want to thank the council for helping out our local businesses. My relief fund has received approximately $2,000 and have given out over $1,500 to date. Any council member, elected official, or constituent who would like to donate, there are people in need right now as we speak. Tonight, we will approve the city's health insurance plan submitted by Diamond Brothers, and thank you to them for over the $100,000 savings that the city will get from this year's insurance coverage. It is great that the city can do business with the local company. As we move forward with revenue sources dwindling, we must be extra conservative in our spending. Some expenses are obligated by contract, but the others will be scrutinized by each department head, finance chairman, and the mayor. Council, it is time to tighten our belts. The chamber will do the parade, as I mentioned earlier. And I'd also like to thank the many volunteers that have come out and helped our food pantry. And I encourage everyone here to please either volunteer or donate money to the food pantry so we can keep our citizens of Taylorville and the surrounding area fed. Thank you very much. Okay, committee reports. Discussions and or motions to approve, adopt, and or deny, and or table, and or amend, and or refer to an appropriate committee in whole or in part the matters regarding the following subject matters discussed at the committee level. Finance, Mr. Budd.
Thank you, Your Honor. First, motion was recommend the City Council to accept the proposed health insurance plan from Health Alliance. Make that form of motion.
Motion by Alderman Bud, second by Alderman Driscoll. Comments or questions?
It's about $111,000 savings over the current. Big savings.
Roll call.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Sean Burdell?
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez?
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll? Yes. Lee Landzadi?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Driscoll Teddy?
Yes.
Megan Brant?
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
The next motion was to recommend the City Council allocate $8,000 as in the previous year to the Greater Taylorville Chamber of Commerce for the 35th Annual Chili Fest from Hotel Motel Tax Fund. Make that form of motion.
Motion by Alderman Bud, second by Alderman Landzadi. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Sean Burdell?
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez?
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll? Yes. Lee Landzadi?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Driscoll Teddy?
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
The next motion was to recommend city council to approve Avazar agreement as presented. Make that form a motion.
Motion by Alderman Bud, second by Alderman Olive. Comments or questions?
I have a question, Mr. Mayor. I checked with the city clerk today, but I believe that if you look on the third page of your agreement, you need to mark which box that you want to proceed with. It's my understanding that under the main initiatives, you're going to put your initials on the first box. And on the second question is whether or not you want to go back and collect back taxes. As I understand, the committee voted no, so you need to put an X in that box.
Okay.
Is that agreeable, Mr. Bud?
That's good.
Okay. Roll call.
Bernie Dorchenez?
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll?
Yes.
Lee Landzadi?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Driscoll Teddy?
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Sean Burdell?
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
And the last motion was to accept the treasury report as presented. Make that form a motion.
Motion by Alderman Bud, second by Alderman Driscoll. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Kathy Driscoll?
Yes.
Lee Landzadi?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Driscoll Teddy?
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Sean Burdell?
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez?
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0. No motions came out of the ordinance committee meeting. Street and sewer, Alderman Olive.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion to recommend the city council to allow the First United Methodist Church to make repairs to the alley at their own expense. Is that the form of motion?
Motion by Alderman Olive, second by Alderman Dorchenez. Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
That can come out of me with a motion to recommend the city council to approve and install stop signs at the corner of Wyandotte and East Main Cross after road improvements are completed. Just a little comment on this. This is because we have to put these in, and probably have to go to ordinance because we're using state money on the street project. So there's presently none there, and it's on both sides. There's 2 stop signs. Put that in form of a motion.
All right, motion by
Second
Alderman
comment.
Olive, second by Alderman
Comment.
Dorchenez. Comment?
Comments not on this motion. I have a comment to be made after the vote before we go to public facility.
All right. Okay. So, roll call on the vote?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Can I interrupt for a moment? I think the motion is to direct the city attorney to prepare an ordinance to make that change, which is required. And is that a 2-way stop sign or a 4-way stop sign?
2-way stop sign.
That's one on the north side, one on the south side.
So those traveling on Wyandotte stop at East Main Cross, north and
Yes,
south?
correct.
Okay.
All right. Roll call.
Lee Landzadi?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Driscoll Teddy?
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Sean Burdell?
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez?
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll? Yes.
Motion carries 8-0. Motion or comment on the Dorchenez?
Yes, there was an item on the agenda that Thursday night, and the item was a gentleman requested a speed bump be put on Fairview Street, and we discussed that, and nobody was in favor of putting a speed bump on the city street. So that was denied, and we also talked about a stop sign, but it didn't make too much sense because it's Fairview Street, which goes into, is it Hannon Mobile Court?
No, Fairview.
Fairview. And that street, to put a stop sign there, the street T-bones at Houston Street, and there is a stop sign there. And so the gentleman lives in the trailer court, and he has children, and they're speeding on that street. So I'm trying to figure out, we were trying to figure out where, if we put a stop sign, where we put one. And it doesn't make sense that somebody would be speeding on that street. So anyway, there was no action taken. And so tonight, before the meeting, this gentleman called me, and we discussed the issue. He asked me if we were gonna bring it up tonight about the bump, and I said, the committee was against putting a speed bump on the city street. But we talked about a stop sign, and he explained to me that, interesting enough,
the traffic that's going east on Fairview to Houston Street, it seems kind of ridiculous that somebody would be speeding there because you can hit Houston Street where you gotta come to a abrupt halt. That's not what the speeding is coming from east to west, into Shannon, into the Fairview trailer court. So I mentioned to him that, would a stop sign work then right on the edge of where his property is, on the end of Fairview? And he thinks it would. So I'm not proposing any action tonight, but I'm just saying that we need to discuss this again. And we can't vote on it tonight because that wasn't on the agenda. So I just wanted to explain that. So it needs to go to street sewer next meeting.
Public facilities, nothing came out of the committee. So motion to approve and or ratify payment of bills. Alderman Bud, motion by Alderman Bud.
Second.
By Alderman Bryant. Comments or questions?
Insurance, $94,873.07. Illinois Public Risk Workers' Comp for July, $22,464. Electric, $22,946.41. Garbage, $4,041.08. Computer Tech, $1,649. Meyer Austin Ronald, $6,679. Tyler Technologies, $2,030.70. Midwest Meter, $1,008.42. Downtown Taylorville.org for the hotel motel for January, February, and March, $3,332.39. Motor fuel tax, $1,736.45. Police and fire for uniforms, $2,037.76. Police Department, Ray O'Haron for uniforms and vests, $1,903.81. Fire Department, fire apparatus supply, that's maintenance on the fire truck, $7,269.09. Training, $1,710. Water Department, chemicals, $23,193.80. Benton and Associates, $10,625.73. Clark Deeks, $10,100. Badger Meter for service agreement is an annual license, $1,080. Merrick Industries for an impeller, $2,556.65. Airport for aviation insurance liability, $3,335, and all of these total of $224,572.36.
Roll call.
Jim Muller?
Yes.
Chris Popetti?
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Sean Burdell?
Yes.
Bernie
Yes.
Dorchenez? Kathy Driscoll? Yes. Leland Bud?
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0. First subparagraph G of 5 ILCS 120/2.06. This portion of the city council meeting is reserved for any person wishing to address the council on any relevant subject matters concerning the city. The Illinois Opens Meeting Act 5 ILCS 120/1 mandates no action shall be taken on subject matters not listed on the agenda, but the council may direct staff to address the topic or refer the subject matter to a future council and or committee meeting. If anyone wishes to address the council, please provide your name and address, limit your comments or presentation to 3 minutes, and avoid repetitious comments. Anyone like to address the council?
Mr. Mayor, I got a comment.
Oh, okay,
Is the fire chief there?
yes?
I think he can explain it better, but I think the new fire truck is coming along very well, and the fire chief should have a lot of recent colored pictures to show its stage of completion. So if any of you are interested, you might get with the fire chief, and he can show you the pictures. So it looks like it's coming along real well, and
All right.
almost complete.
Alderman Bryant?
Jackie has a question regarding the summer help for the lake.
Okay.
She wanted to know if it was a college student or not? Is that what you want to know, Jackie? College student or not, correct?
What's that?
If you want to know if it's a college student?
Yes.
I don't believe it is, no. But we have not hired it yet.
Okay, 'cause normally a summer help would be a college, high school person. That's what we classify as summer help.
Okay?
In the past, it's always been a staff quick person and our union part-time person. So I'm just still wondering what the clarification will be, because if it's a summer person,
Well, the reason we're hiring this person is to get away from the enormous costs that Staff Quick charges us. We think we can get the same person and pay her as a summer help. Whether she's a college student or high school student, it doesn't really matter. I saw nothing in the hiring that it had to be a college or high school student. So you can take that up with Andrea tomorrow. We can discuss this. If it needs to be a high school or college student, then that will limit our pool of employees. But we have not decided on who it would be yet.
Okay.
Alderman Skoltedi?
We talked about this on Thursday night, we didn't get any motions out of it. The restrooms in the basement are out of order, and we did talk, Ernie, to answer your question, they did try to TV that line with Mike Man. Our camera is too big to fit down through there. It's not designed for what I would call residential use, which
Right.
not residential, but they can't get it down through that line. And the bathroom on the second floor and the basement are tied in together through the vent, I believe is what Jim was saying. Ricky came in, and actually.
First floor.
I'm sorry, first floor and basement, I'm sorry about that, but the first floor, main floor, and the basement are tied together. It finally did back up, and Ricky had to come in because the stools in the first floor could not be used. I'll probably ask if, I've only got the one bid, and I can email it to the rest of you. It's just over $20,000 to get it fixed. There is multiple sections of line that he is planning on replacing. It's not just one section. Jim did get some clarification on that, and I can let Jim will speak a little bit on it too, because he has more detailed information from Ricky than I do. It's just over $20,000 to repair that bathroom drain and the sewer. And I'm gonna try to get some more in the next couple of weeks. Like I said, I made some calls and haven't got any calls back for other than the one bid. So I'll probably not let this become a little more time sensitive now than it was. You know, we were thinking we could get this, wait till after the generator project was done and do a little more investigation in it, but, you know, it seems that that's not gonna work out, so if I see if we can get some more bids, I may ask for this to be on the council agenda a couple weeks from now.
Chris, I wonder if we could get, you know, that, you had that big blueprint of Jim had, the big blueprint of all the spaghetti, I call it, of all the drain line. And so we kind of made sense of it when we started talking about it. That line was coming down and it curved and around, et cetera. I wonder if we could just, if you could get me, or Jim could get me just a snapshot of that part of it. I don't need that whole thing. And I have a friend of mine that is a plumber, and let him look at that and maybe give us a second opinion.
Okay.
What he heard.
Yeah, no one heard y'all.
And I'd be willing to talk to him and see what he would suggest.
Surely do that.
Won't cost us anything.
During this period of time, presently, we can't get the line unstopped this time unless we bring in a sewer machine. And Ricky told me today, he said that's another $500 you're gonna spend. So we're kind of at the point that we either fix it now or the restrooms in the basement and the restrooms on the first floor are down. They cannot be used because if you use the one on the first floor, it just runs out the stools in the basement. So it probably shouldn't be that way because on the print, it don't show that the first floor, it's actually tied into a vent line is where they tied it into. But it don't show that on the print. You have to get above the ceiling and trace the piping out to find that. So, I'll be glad to give you a copy of what shows on the print, but this.
What we had talked about was just that little piece of that.
Right, but the problem don't show where the stool on the first floor in the women's little bathroom up there, it don't show on the print.
You can make it show, can't you? Draw something in red, just.
No, I'm not no architect, so no, I'm not.
Maybe you don't know what that guy can do.
But
No, but I like to draw little things in red.
It's become a sensitive item. I mean, to let it go, and the smell is pretty good down there now.
Comment, Alderman Bertle?
Have we checked with Petersburg Plumbing since they do so much sewer work? Do they do this kind of work too? Anybody know?
I have no idea. We've always tried to keep everything local, so.
Mike, you know?
Do not know. I would assume so, since you're licensed plumber.
I mean, they do an awful lot of work for us. I mean, I can't believe they could give us a bid.
I mean, I'm just saying that it's become a very time-sensitive item.
Alderman Gonzaga?
I think it's an emergency. We need to act upon it now. I mean, you know, we can't let this go on. I mean, everybody's at risk of smelling the sewer problem. You can't have any functions downstairs because the other night when we were down there, when we had to go down the chambers here because of the tornado, there was water all over the floor. So now there's sewer down there. So I suggest we do something right now to, as an emergency, go ahead and start this project. I mean, we're gonna wait another month. If we wait another month, we're gonna have a catastrophe.
I think according to Alderman Sculpeti and all, they think they may be able to get another bid in the next day or two. It might be something we can decide later this week or by Monday. If we need to have a special meeting next Monday, we can have that. I think it will, with the municipal building still being closed, when we have bathrooms up here, I think we can hopefully get all the information we need and maybe have a special meeting next Monday night and decide this. So, all right. Motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Motion of Alderman Bryant, second Alderman Dorchnez, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The city council meeting is adjourned.
Oh my God, I was watching.